Hillary Clinton, The Life of a Leader. It is the early 1960s. The United States is working to send astronauts to the moon. A young girl looks up at the stars. She writes a letter to NASA and volunteers to be an astronaut. NASA writes back, the agency says it does not accept girls into the space program. But no one can stop this girl from dreaming. The world is changing and she will help change it. She will grow up to be the First Lady of the United States, a U.S. Senator, and the Secretary of State. But she started out as a regular kid, just like you. This is our story. Hillary Rodham was born in Chicago, Illinois, on October 26, 1947. She lived with her mother, her father, and her two younger brothers. She played kickball and softball. She ice skated and rode her bike. She was a Girl Scout and went to church. And she was a fan of the New York Yankees. Hillary's parents taught her to work hard and never quit. Her father loved politics, and soon Hillary did too. 부모님이 열심히 일을 하고 그리고 절대 그만두지 않도록 가르쳤대요. 그리고 아빠는 정치를 좋아하시고 그리고 힐러리도 마찬가지고요. They discussed and debated around the kitchen table. Hillary learned that it's okay to disagree, but if you believe in something, you should be able to defend it. Hillary's mother had a hard childhood. She taught her children that every human being matters and every deserves a chance. She taught Hillary to work to make the world better. She taught her the importance of kindness. Young Hillary took action. She organized fundraisers. She babysat for the children of poor farm workers so their parents could work. Hillary loved school and she was always a leader. In elementary school, she was co-captain of the safety patrol. In high school, Hillary began speaking out. She joined the state council. She planned pep rallies and homecoming parades and proms. She even took part in a mock presidential debate. Hillary attended Wellesley College. She studied political science. 정치과학을 공부했어요. When Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated, Hillary joined a protest march. She spent a summer working in the U.S. Congress. America was at war in Vietnam, and Hillary worried about the country's future, but she believed that the government could change things for the better, and she wanted to help. The other students chose Hillary to be the first student ever to speak at the college's graduation. After she graduated, Hillary went to Yale Law School. She wanted to use the law to help children. She volunteered to give free legal advice to the poor. She represented children in foster care. Hillary fell in love with a fellow law student named Bill Clinton. After graduation, Hillary and Bill moved to Arkansas and got married. Like Hillary, Bill believed that government could help people. So he ran for governor of Arkansas and won. Arkansas 주의 주지사가 되었어요. Hillary was very busy. As the First Lady of Arkansas, she worked to make education better in her state. She also became the first woman partner at her law firm. And she and Bill had a little girl. They named her Chelsea. In 1992, Bill ran for President of the United States. Hillary crisscrossed the country campaigning for him. Bill won the election. Hillary became the First Lady of the United States. 미국의 영부인이 되었습니다. Hillary was a new kind of First Lady. She set up an office in the West Wing of the White House, where the President had his office. No First Lady had done that before. She tried to make it easier for Americans to get health care. Hillary did not succeed at everything, and not everyone liked her. When Hillary felt discouraged, she thought about her heroes. "If you are scared, keep going," Harriet Tubman once said. "Grow skin like a rhinoceros," Eleanor Roosevelt said. Hillary remembered her parents' lessons to be tough and not to quit. No matter how hard life got, she kept working. As First Lady, Hillary worked to make it easier for children to go to preschool and to get health care. She wrote a newspaper column and a book, and she traveled. Sometimes she took Chelsea with her. She also spoke out for women's rights. In 1995, she gave a speech in Beijing, China. "Women's rights are human rights," she said. The crowd gave her a standing ovation. 여성의 권리가 바로 인권이다는 뜻입니다. After 8 years as First Lady, Hillary had to decide what to do next. One day, she spoke at a school in New York City. The theme of the event was Dare to Compete. The captain of the girls' basketball team introduced her. "Dare to compete," she whispered to Hillary. For years, Hillary had encouraged women to make their voices heard, and so she decided to run for the Senate. A Senate seat was open in New York State, so she moved there. She traveled all over the state, from big cities to tiny towns. She listened to voters and wanted to make their lives better. On November 7, 2000, Hillary became the first First Lady to be elected to public office. She was also New York's first woman senator. 뉴욕의 최초 의원이 되었어요. 여성. In 2007, Hillary decided to run for president. She didn't get the nomination that year, but many people were excited about the possibility of the United States' first woman president. "If we can blast 50 women into space, we will someday launch a woman into the White House," Hillary said. Barack Obama won the election. He asked Hillary to be his Secretary of State. The Secretary of State is the President's chief advisor on the United States' relations with other countries. Hillary traveled all over the world. She met with sultans and schoolchildren, politicians and presidents, and she continued to speak out for women and children and for human rights for everyone. Leadership means standing up for the dignity of all your citizens, she said. In 2013, Hillary's term as Secretary of State ended. She had visited 112 countries, more than any Secretary of State before her. She had brought increased attention to women's rights and other human rights, and she had traveled as many miles as it would take to get to the moon and back twice. Hillary's work wasn't over, though. On April 12, 2015, Hillary announced she would run for president again. Over the next month, people all across the country listened to her speak and joined her campaign. "I've spent my life fighting for children, families, and our country," she said. "I'm not stopping now." She described the America she believes in, an America that includes everyone. Will Hillary be the first woman to become President of the United States? Whatever happens, Hillary has always believed there are no limits to what people can do, and that includes you. Thank you.